Did you know that around the world there are customs so different they might seem unbelievable? While some of us celebrate events with traditional parties, others participate in rituals that defy common logic and understanding. These customs often carry centuries of history and deep meanings for the communities that practice them. You're about to embark on a fascinating journey through 20 bizarre customs from around the world. From dancing with the dead to tomato fights, each of these rituals offers us a unique glimpse into the diverse ways humanity celebrates, mourns, and connects with the unknown. Get ready to be amazed, question, and maybe find new ways to see the world around you. Dancing with the dead in Indonesia. In the interior of Indonesia, there's a peculiar custom known as Manene, where the bodies of loved ones are exhumed and dressed in new clothes for a celebration. This ritual happens every 3 years and is a way to honor the dead, allowing them to reunite with the living once more. The practice might seem macabre to some, but for the locals, it's an act of love and respect. Families prepare feasts and share stories, keeping the memory of their ancestors alive. It's fascinating how culture shapes our perceptions of death and how we deal with it. 2. La Tomatina in Spain. Imagine an entire town transformed into a battlefield with tomatoes flying everywhere. That's exactly what happens in the small town of Buñol, Spain, during the La Tomatina festival. Every year, on the last Wednesday of August, thousands of people gather to participate in this gigantic tomato fight. Over 100 tons of ripe tomatoes are used, creating a sea of red in the streets. This unique event began in 1945 and attracts tourists from all over the world, showing how a simple prank can turn into a world-famous tradition. 3. Famadihana in Madagascar. In Madagascar, there's a tradition called Famadihana, or dancing with the dead. During this ceremony, the bodies of ancestors are exhumed, wrapped in new cloth, and celebrated with dances and music. This rite, which happens every 5 to 7 years, is seen as a way to spiritually connect with ancestors, giving them the opportunity to dance once more with the living. Additionally, the practice reaffirms family bonds and the importance of ancestors in daily life. Famadihana exemplifies how different cultures find unique ways to deal with death and memory. 4. Cheese rolling in Gloucester, England. In the picturesque town of Gloucester, England, an unusual tradition takes place annually: the cheese rolling at Cooper's Hill. Participants race down a steep hill after a double Gloucester cheese that is rolled from the top. This tradition, dating back centuries, attracts competitors and spectators from around the world. Despite numerous falls and bruises, the race remains a highly anticipated event, filled with adrenaline and fun. This competition shows how local customs can evolve into global events, keeping the spirit of the community alive through generations. Top 5. Baby jumping in Spain. In Castrillo de Murcia, Spain, there's a tradition known as El Colacho. Men dressed as devils jump over babies lying on mattresses on the ground. This ritual, dating back to the 17th century, is performed to ward off evil spirits and bring protection to the children. Although it might seem dangerous, the event is carefully organized and supervised. It's believed that this practice purifies the babies from original sin, offering them a healthy and protected life. This fascinating tradition shows how ancient rituals still find a place in modern times, reflecting the rich cultural tapestry of the region. 6. Tooth burial in Turkey. In Turkey, there's a curious custom related to children's baby teeth. When a baby tooth falls out, it is buried in a place that symbolizes success and good luck, such as a garden, a school, or a mosque. The belief is that the location where the tooth is buried will influence the child's future, guiding them towards a prosperous life. This ritual, blending superstition and hope, highlights the importance Turkish parents place on their children's futures, using a simple tooth as a charm for good fortune. 7. Connemara Matsuri in Japan. Japan is known for its unique traditions, and among them is the Connemara Matsuri, the festival of fertility. During this event, enormous penis sculptures are paraded through the streets of Kawasaki. Held on the first Sunday of April, the festival celebrates fertility, sexual health, and prosperity. Originally, it was a ritual performed by prostitutes seeking protection against sexually transmitted diseases, but today it attracts a diverse crowd, including couples wishing for children and curious tourists. This celebration is an example of how Japan blends reverence and irreverence in its festivities. 8. St. John's bonfires in Portugal. In Portugal, the celebration of St. John's Day is marked by a vibrant tradition, jumping over bonfires. On the night of June 23rd, the streets fill with bonfires, music, and dancing. People jump over the flames to attract luck, ward off evil spirits, and celebrate the start of summer. This rite, combining pagan and Christian elements, is a vivid demonstration of Portuguese popular culture. The courage and joy that fill the night reflect the communal spirit of the festivities, uniting generations around the fire and tradition. 9. Yule Goat in Sweden. In Sweden, during the Christmas season, a curious figure appears: the Yule Goat. This enormous straw goat is constructed annually in the city of Gävle, a tradition that began in 1966. The goat, which can reach up to 13 meters tall, is an ancient symbol of Swedish Christmas, representing fertility and a good harvest. However, the Yule Goat often becomes a target for vandalism, with attempts to burn it becoming almost a tradition in itself. This peculiar custom is a fascinating example of how ancient traditions can evolve and gain new meanings over time. Cow Dung Festival in India. In the small village of Kairupala, India, an unusual festival known as Gaur Haba is celebrated. During this event, participants engage in a war of cow dung, throwing it at each other in a display of fun and purification. It's believed that cow dung has healing and spiritual properties, and this practice is seen as a way to bless the community and ward off evil. This tradition highlights the deep connection between rural customs and spirituality, showing how everyday elements can be transformed into sacred rituals. 11. Fireball Festival in El Salvador. In Nejapa, El Salvador, an explosive celebration called Las Bolas de Fuego takes place. Every August 31st, residents gather to throw fireballs at each other, commemorating the eruption of the El Playón volcano in 1922. The fireballs are made of cloth soaked in fuel, creating an impressive and dangerous spectacle. This tradition, which might seem reckless, is carried out with great care and symbolizes resilience and community for the locals. It's fascinating how natural events can give rise to such intense and unique cultural rituals. Mastastat 12. Finger cutting in New Guinea. Among the Dani tribe in New Guinea, there's a mourning ritual called Ikipalan, where family members of the deceased cut off part of their fingers. This act is a sign of respect and sorrow for the loss of a loved one, believed to help release the spirit of the deceased. Although this practice has been largely banned, it is still remembered and respected within the local culture. This custom reminds us of the diversity of cultural practices around the world and the depth of mourning traditions in different societies. 13. Face painting in Papua New Guinea. In the vast and culturally rich lands of Papua New Guinea, face painting is an integral part of numerous ceremonies and festivals. Locals use vibrant colors and complex designs to represent clans, social status, and emotional states. This custom is particularly notable during the Sing Sing Festival, where different tribes gather to showcase their traditional dances and costumes. The paintings are not just art, but also a visual means of communication that tells stories and keeps cultural heritage alive. Observing these paintings, we can perceive the richness and diversity of tribal traditions that stand firm against modernity. 14. Day of Silence in Bali. Imagine an entire island entering a deep silence for a whole day. In Bali, this is not imagination, but reality during Nyepi, the Day of Silence. Celebrated at the beginning of the Balinese New Year, this day is dedicated to meditation, reflection, and introspection. All activities are suspended, including transportation and even public lighting. The goal is to purify souls and cleanse the island of evil spirits. This period of absolute silence contrasts sharply with the lively New Year celebrations in other parts of the world, showcasing a unique and introspective approach to rebirth and spiritual renewal. 15. Baby tossing in India. In the region of Karnataka, India, there is an ancient practice that might seem astonishing to many: tossing babies from a high tower to be caught on a cloth held by people below. This ritual, known as Okali, is performed as a way to bring health, prosperity, and protection to the children. Despite the apparent risks, the event is organized with extreme care, and there are no records of serious injuries. This custom shows how different cultures develop their own methods to ensure a bright future for their descendants, using rituals that blend faith and tradition. 16. Bear dancing in Romania. In Romania, during the Christmas period, you might come across a surprising sight: people dressed as bears dancing in the streets. This custom, known as Ursul, is an ancient tradition believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck for the new year. The bears dance to the sound of drums and flutes, creating a fascinating spectacle of color and movement. The bear dance is more than just a celebration. It is a demonstration of strength, courage, and connection with nature, reflecting the rich Romanian folkloric heritage that continues to thrive. 17. Egg Festival in Thailand. In the Thai city of Chonburi, a peculiar event known as the Egg Festival takes place. During this celebration, participants engage in a massive egg fight, throwing them at each other with enthusiasm. This festival, held at the beginning of April, is a fun way to welcome spring and celebrate fertility. Besides being a great party for locals, the event attracts curious tourists who want to join in the fun. The egg war might seem chaotic, but it is a display of community joy and tradition that unites people of all ages. 18. Monkey Banquet in Thailand. Another interesting custom in Thailand is the Monkey Festival, celebrated at the Phra Prang Samyot Temple in Lopburi. During this event, hundreds of monkeys are invited to a banquet where beer is often offered among the foods. This ritual is held to honor the monkeys, which are considered sacred and bringers of luck in local culture. The feast attracts many visitors who are amazed by the free interaction between humans and monkeys. This custom not only reflects the reverence for animals in Thai culture, but also the belief in harmonious coexistence with nature. 19. Snake Feasts in China. In China, especially in Guangdong province, there is a culinary tradition that might be strange to many: eating snakes. This practice dates back thousands of years and is especially popular during the autumn when snakes are considered most nutritious. Snake dishes are seen as delicacies and are valued for their supposed medicinal properties, such as boosting vitality and resilience. Specialized restaurants serve everything from snake soups to elaborate dishes, attracting both locals and curious tourists. This custom shows how culinary traditions can vary greatly between cultures, reflecting deeply rooted beliefs and practices. 20. Sky burials in Tibet. In Tibet, sky burials are a traditional practice where the bodies of the dead are offered to birds of prey, such as vultures. This ritual, known as Jator, is based on the Buddhist belief that the body is just a temporary vessel for the soul. By offering the body to the birds, Tibetans believe they are helping the soul to be freed and reincarnate. Sky burials are deeply spiritual and reverent ceremonies conducted by lamas and attended by family and friends of the deceased. This custom reflects the strong connection Tibetans have with nature and their unique view of death and the afterlife. So were you surprised by so many unusual customs? Traveling the world through these traditions makes us realize the incredible cultural diversity that exists on our planet. Each of these rituals, no matter how strange it may seem, holds deep significance for the people who practice it, connecting them with their roots, beliefs, and communities. You might never jump over bonfires or join a tomato fight, but understanding and respecting these practices makes us more open and empathetic. Now, how about continuing this journey of discovery? Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any fascinating curiosities. And leave a comment. Which of these customs did you find most surprising? Let's keep exploring the world together.